Well, hey there. Day 400 of my 365-day challenge to do one thing a day that scares me from the book, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You. Day 400, 400 days in a row. I have popped on Facebook Live, jumped into this little journal book, and shared the next page. Not always, it was always the next page when I started, but I didn't start at the beginning of the book. I had about 7 times in the past started and stopped, started and stopped, started and stopped, stretching my comfort zone with this little book. And it's really fun to go back and read now, because I started at the beginning of the book when I finished the end of the year. And it's fun to go back and see what was going on in my life and look at where I was back when I started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped this book. Because we don't very often get to go back and have documentation of things and understand why we do what we do or didn't do what we didn't do at the time that we did it. And this has actually allowed me and afforded me a look back into my past decision making, my past choices, my past experiences, and some of the memories that it's triggered have been really, really awesome. And some of the memories that it's triggered have been really, really sad and really, really hard on me. Well, we just got out of the sad, my dad dying. And it's interesting to note that I dropped this book when my dad died, and I didn't touch it again until March of 2015. Now, I skipped a page, and so I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about today is the page. And then the page I skipped was in March of 2015, but then I didn't touch this book for 2 more years, for another year and a half for sure. Because, and I know why, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, but after my dad died, I went through the grieving process. There was a whole lot of other things going on in my life. My granddaughter was born. There's a whole lot that happened. And that's part of why this book got put on a bookshelf and it didn't get looked at until 2017. On 11/16/2017, and it was funny because I wrote 15 in here. I have no idea why, because as I looked through, I'm like, okay, this was totally a 5-day challenge that I started and did to myself. I love challenges. I use challenges to gain momentum and leverage on myself and to make me do things that I'm afraid of. And I was doing this back in 2017. So I started a 5-day challenge, it looks like, on the 16th of November in 2017. And here it's a sayings day. So let me read you the sayings day. Then I'll tell you what I did and what the challenge obviously was. And we'll go from there. But then tomorrow we'll talk about March of 2015, because what is really interesting, and there's something really interesting about that day and the entry that I made on that particular day in this book. So, a challenge. Here's what the saying is, because it's a sayings day. I need my magnifying glass for this baby. Just dash something down if you see a blank canvas staring at you with a certain imbecility. You do not know how paralyzing it is, that staring of a blank canvas, which says to the painter, you don't know anything. Vincent van Gogh said that. And it says, today I dashed down, and then the bunch of blank lines. Well, what I did back in November of 2017 was I did my very first Facebook Live on Be Live TV. And I figured out how to use the platform, how to work it, how to share screens on that. So to me, that was a big deal. And obviously, this is a 5-day challenge to do Facebook Lives, to do live video. It doesn't say how I felt about it. It doesn't say anything. It just says that I did a Facebook Live. Now, what does that have to do with a blank canvas? Probably not so much the blank canvas or the drawing, but it's the ability to take action and to start and do whatever it takes to leverage yourself. You got to figure out what works for you. What is it going to take for you to take action? Now, I started a 5-day challenge back then, and right now, actually yesterday I started it, and for the next 10 days, I'm releasing and launching a live women's summit, a women business owner summit. And so I took a blank piece of paper and I said, well, wouldn't it be fun to do a countdown to the summit? So every day I'll do a quick little video to the group and I'll share it in email with the people that have signed up to get them excited about attending this summit. So I just brainstormed, and I take a blank piece of paper. I'm a pad person or a notebook person. I take a blank piece of paper. I just numbered it 109876543321. And then on the bottom, I brainstorm some topics that would bring curiosity or that are covered in the summit. And then now, during the next 10 days, each day I will come up with a curiosity-based, excitement-based way to get people to come to the summit. Because it's one thing to share your email and sign up for a free summit 10 days from now. It's another thing to actually go and attend the summit, listen to some of the speakers, and get the incredible value out of it. So I want to make sure people know how much value is in it and that they can get there and attend. So I just brainstormed the topics. Yesterday was day 10, and it was about asking your customers for what they want and you getting your biggest questions answered with respect to customers. It's all about customers. So that's what I do. I take a blank sheet of paper and I just brainstorm. And sometimes all you have to do is put numbers on the page or write down number 1. If whatever you're doing, start an outline, do something. A lot of times I'll just draw a line down the middle of the page. And that tells me, okay, I'm going to consider the positives and the negatives of a current situation or of a problem or of a challenge or of something that I'm trying to create. But it's just the starting. So often it's just that first step, that starting, that's the hardest part. And I think that's the message from our daily Scared Share today. So start something, do something, draw something, write something, make an outline. Go ahead and draw a line down your piece of paper. Whatever it is that works for you, don't be scared. You got this. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.